This is not a financial advice. When you think of a trader who is always calm, who comes to mind? Maybe it is the trader who can watch price move violently against their position and barely react, or the trader who takes a loss, closes the platform, and goes on with their day like nothing happened. Then you have the complete opposite, the trader who sees one candle move without them and immediately starts looking for an entry. Or maybe the trader who looks completely calm on the outside, while internally they are fighting panic, FOMO, and the urge to make everything back. Or maybe it's you. We all know the trader who in the middle of a market crisis looks like the calm eye of the storm. But let's get one thing straight. Not all trading calm is created equal. What looks like confidence on the surface can sometimes be a desperate struggle underneath. Think of a swan, graceful on top, but underneath, paddling like crazy. Traders who always look calm usually fall into two camps: the genuine Zen trader and the swan. And trust me, you do not want to be the swan. The first type is the genuine Zen trader. This trader has genuinely done the work. They have developed a high frustration tolerance. They don't see a losing trade as a catastrophe. They see it as part of the process. They don't need every setup to work. They don't need every prediction to be correct. And they don't need the market to move exactly where they expected. They understand something most struggling traders eventually have to learn. The market is not under their control. Their response is. A modern trading stoic doesn't waste emotional energy panicking because price moved against them. They focus on what they can control: their risk, their execution, their patience, their response. They are not emotionless. They are simply not ruled by their emotions. Their calm is not passive, it is an act of strength. They have seen losing streaks, they have experienced missed trades, they have watched perfect setups fail. But they have chosen discipline because they know it is more powerful than emotional reaction. The second type, and this is the more common one, is the swan. This trader's calm is a performance. It is a highly developed defense mechanism. They look relaxed because they have become very good at hiding what is happening inside. Have you ever been in a trade where your face looks completely normal, but internally you are thinking about your stop every 30 seconds? You are checking the chart, then checking it again, then calculating how much you could lose, then imagining the trade winning, then imagining it failing, but nobody around you knows. That is swan mode. You are not actually calm. You are just very good at pretending. So what is the price of being a human pressure cooker in the market? Because it is not free. First, the delayed explosion. You can suppress trading emotion for only so long. A trader can appear disciplined for weeks. Then one small loss happens, and suddenly they break every rule. They increase their position. They move their stop. They take another setup, then another. Everyone looking from the outside thinks the reaction is crazy. But the truth is that the pressure has been building for a long time. It is like a trading account that has been sitting under too much emotional pressure. Eventually, something gives. The second problem is emotional numbness. When you spend so much time trying not to feel fear, you can also become disconnected from excitement, confidence, and genuine satisfaction. You win a trade, but instead of enjoying it, you immediately think about the next one. You close a profitable position, then you wonder why you didn't make more. You reach a good month, then you compare yourself with another trader who made more. Nothing feels like enough. You are technically trading, but emotionally, you are watching yourself from the sidelines. And finally, you can become so focused on controlling your own emotions that you stop understanding them. You tell yourself to be disciplined when you are actually afraid. You tell yourself to be patient when you are actually frustrated. You tell yourself that you are following your plan when you are secretly trying to avoid accepting a loss. It is not that you don't care. It is that your emotional programming has become set to solve instead of feel. So whether you are a genuine Zen trader or a recovering swan, the goal is the same: to cultivate calm that is authentic, not performative. And if you are a swan, this means learning how to recognize what is actually happening inside you before it controls your next trade. First, become a trading scientist. Instead of immediately pushing an emotion away, become curious about it. When you feel a flicker of fear, pause. When you feel FOMO, pause. When you feel the urge to revenge trade, pause. Then ask yourself, what is happening right now? What triggered it? What am I trying to make the market give me? You don't have to act on the emotion, just observe it. This teaches your brain that an emotional reaction is information, not an emergency. Fear is information. FOMO is information. Frustration is information. The feeling does not have to become the decision. Second, schedule your recovery time. If your entire day revolves around charts, Your brain never gets a chance to come down from market pressure. You don't need to watch every candle. You don't need to monitor every session. You don't need to constantly search for another setup. Create periods where you deliberately step away, close the platform, leave the chart, do something completely unrelated to trading. Go outside, exercise, spend time with people, read, listen to music, build something. The point is simple. Open the pressure valve before the pressure becomes a problem. A trader who never leaves the market can eventually lose the ability to see the market objectively. And third, create a safe space for honest trading review. Talk to someone you trust. Find another serious trader who can hold you accountable. Tell them when you broke your rules. Tell them when you revenge traded. Tell them when you were afraid to pull the trigger. Tell them when you were secretly hoping a losing position would come back. The goal is not to be judged. The goal is to stop hiding the behavior from yourself. You can also use a trading journal as that safe space. Write down what happened before the trade, what you felt during the trade, what you did after the trade. Over time, patterns begin to appear. You may discover that your worst trades don't happen because you don't understand the market. They happen after a loss, or after a missed setup, or after watching another trader make money. That information is valuable, because once you can see the pattern, you can start changing it. This is how you rebuild trust in yourself. Not by promising that you will never feel fear again, but by proving that you can feel fear without allowing it to control your execution. True trading calm isn't the absence of emotion. It is the ability to navigate emotion without letting it capsize your process. It is knowing you can experience a storm without becoming the storm. So whether you are a Zen trader or a recovering swan, remember this: your emotions are not your enemy. They are signals. Fear can tell you that your risk may be too large. FOMO can tell you that you are afraid of missing an opportunity. Frustration can tell you that you are trying to force an outcome. Revenge can tell you that you have attached your identity to a previous result. The goal is not to silence the signals. The goal is to learn how to read them. Because the strongest trader is not the person who feels nothing. It is the person who can feel everything and still follow the process. You don't need to become emotionless. You need to become trustworthy to yourself. You need to know that when the market becomes chaotic, your rules will still be there. When you lose, you will still respect your risk. When you miss a setup, you will not chase it. When someone else makes money, you will not abandon your plan. And when you feel the pressure building, you will know when to step away. That is authentic calm. It is not looking peaceful while your mind is fighting a war. It is having a process strong enough that you no longer need to fight yourself. Every time the market moves, the transition from reactive trader to emotionally stable trader takes time. You will still have difficult days. You will still feel FOMO. You will still experience fear. You may still break a rule occasionally, but eventually, something changes. You stop needing every trade to prove something. You stop chasing every move. You stop measuring yourself by one result. And you begin to understand that consistency does not come from controlling the market. It comes from controlling your response to the market. For a long time, you may have been running the version of trading that everyone else expects. More trades, more screen time, more profits, more results. But eventually, you have to choose. You can keep paying for performance with your peace, or you can build a trading process where discipline, patience, and emotional awareness become the foundation. A process where protecting capital counts as a progress, where waiting is not weakness, where doing nothing can be the best decision of the day, and where one losing trade does not have the power to decide who you are. If you recognized yourself in the swan description, don't treat that as a reason to attack yourself. Treat it as information. You have found something that needs attention, and that is progress. You don't need to become a different trader overnight. You need to become a trader you can trust. One decision at a time, one boundary at a time, one properly managed trade at a time. Because the moment you stop needing the market to validate you, the market becomes much harder to control you with. And that is where real trading freedom begins.